Okay, in order to understand this perspective and understand what I'm trying to tell you, I'm going to tell you a story, and this story is actually going to be all about you. So you are the person I'm speaking about in this story, and I need you to follow along. In this scenario, you have a man's, and you're in a relationship, and in this relationship, everything's fine. You know, it's a regular relationship, but throughout the months of being with this person, you notice that he is somebody who really gets excited about goals. He has so many goals. He's really ambitious in the sense that he wants to do this and he wants to do that. And he sees a vision for himself and he's like, this is what I want to do. This is I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna get up tomorrow early morning. I'm gonna plan out my day. I'm gonna keep my room clean. I'm gonna wash my dishes. My laundry is gonna be done every single time. I'm just gonna be somebody who is habitual and somebody who is disciplined and somebody who is motivated, and I'm gonna move out of my parents' house and I'm gonna start a new job. Like, I've been job hunting for a minute. I'm gonna get that job. And you're just sitting there, you're like, yes you are. Like, yes you are, babe. And you're hyping him up and you're like, yes. And he's like, you know what, tomorrow everything changes. Tomorrow I'm gonna get up at 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do all these great things. And you're like, you're so cool, you're so awesome, I'm gonna wish you the best, you're gonna kill it tomorrow, go for it. Tomorrow comes around and you're like, hey, like, how did it go? And he's still in bed, but he said he was gonna get up at 9. It's 11. And you're like, what's going on? And he's like, I wasn't really feeling it today. Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I think I want to start tomorrow for sure. And you're like, okay, cool, start tomorrow. Tomorrow comes around and he gets up. And you're like, oh, he's up. It's 8:30, he's up. Like, yo, what the heck? And you're just kind of around and he comes up to you maybe around 10. And you're like, hey, how's it going? Like, I noticed you got up, like, good job. And he's like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I mean, I think I'll try again tomorrow because I'm just not feeling too great today. I'm kind of tired. And you're kind of like, oh, I mean, okay. And then tomorrow comes and he doesn't do it. And then the next day comes and he doesn't do it. And then the next day comes and he gets excited and he's like, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day, babe. Like, yes. And you're like, okay, yes, let's go. Ah, you're so excited for him. You're both so excited. Ah, the next day comes, nothing. So now you're sitting there and you're like, damn, what was the point of getting me so excited for you? Like, why do you keep making these promises and you don't even do them? So you're getting a little frustrated. But it's still pretty early on. But then imagine this is a consistent thing. Imagine for years this goes on, or months. Imagine it just goes on for a while. Would you stay in that relationship? Could you see yourself respecting this person? Do you trust this person? Do you believe this person the next time that they're like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that? Are you just gonna think in the back of your head, no, the hell you're not. No, you're not. You didn't do it the first 10 times. You're not gonna do it this time. What has changed? I don't think you're trustworthy. I think you're lying every time you say you're gonna do something because you don't do it. And honestly, you're just messing with my emotions. Like, what's the point of this? Just accept your life as this, bro. Like, you're not gonna change anything. Like, in fact, you're really kind of pissing me off. I don't really like you. And you probably wouldn't tolerate that shit. You would probably be like, damn, if this is how you're treating yourself, what can I expect from this relationship? How can I trust you? Right? You're like, this guy lacks discipline, he lacks motivation, he's probably not gonna like ever do these things. You might even break up with him. Okay, that's valid. Now let's say that relationship, that man is you. Let's say you are that person. In fact, this whole thing has been you. It's been you against you. It's been you versus you. It's been you in your head telling yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's you telling yourself, promising yourself, telling yourself you're going to do better, but you don't do it. Yesterday you said you were going to wake up early, but you didn't. The alarm rang and it rang and it rang and it rang and you didn't get up. And every time you did that, every time you promised yourself this is a goal you're going to meet, this is the plan, this is what you're going to do, this is how your life is going to change, and you don't do it, you're losing trust in yourself every time. You're losing respect for yourself every time. You're losing self-discipline. You're losing motivation. You're chasing the high of planning, but never actually meeting those goals. You're constantly planning, but you're not actually starting that process. Planning, execution. Planning, execution. You're not reading, you're in a loop right here. You're not reaching this maybe once in a while you reach it, but then a new plan comes, a new goal comes, and you just, and then it's a cycle. It's literally a cyclical process where you just keep going over and over and over and over. And the more you stay here, the smaller that circle gets. The smaller that circle gets, the less trust you have in yourself, the less discipline you have, the worse your habit becomes, and the less your goals are reached. So the same way I hope you don't allow other people to walk all over you, to lie to you, to, like disrespect you, lose your trust. The way that you don't allow that from other people is this exact type of energy you need to have for yourself, the goals that you set, and the things that you say you're going to do. This is all a part of the process. It all starts within. It really does. The thought in the back of your head is so powerful that if you're saying you're going to do something and you already don't trust yourself to do it, it's never going to get done. So, I mean, it's December, beginning of December. You have a month until the new year. You probably have so many goals for the new year. You're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. Do not be the person that is stuck in this cycle. Don't be the dog chasing its tail. Because that's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is. How can we break the cycle? How can we get past this cyclical process of constantly chasing a goal but never starting to proceed through execution? There's a couple things. I mean, at the end of the day, when you lose trust with somebody else, you rebuild that trust, right? And that's the same thing that you're going to do with yourself. The number one thing is rebuilding your trust through smaller habits. Whatever goals that you have for 2025 or whatever goals that you have for tomorrow, take a smaller piece of it. And I had to do this exact process. I never really tolerated bullshit from other people, but I always let myself slide for some reason. I thought of myself as I never thought of myself as another entity. And once you think of yourself as another entity, that helps you like figure shit out, for one, because then you're working towards that goal for another entity as well. Like, you know, when you're at work and at the end of the day they tell you this is the deadline for this, you get it done. No matter what, no matter if you lose sleep, you get that deadline done. But then when it's yourself and you're like, this is the deadline, I want to reach this by, it's kind of like, you might never might even do that thing. You might not even do the task. You might forget about it altogether because it's you. So I try to think of myself as another entity. I think about my past self, I think about my future self, and I think about my current self. And my future self is who I'm working towards. I think about myself when I'm a mom, and I think of myself as another entity, and I think about what financial goals I would want to have during that time as a mother, what type of personality traits I would really want to outshine the other ones. I would want to be more caring, I would want to be more like loving, I would want to be somebody who is, you know, empathetic during that time. I mean, not that I'm not, but those are the skills that I really want to enhance at that time. And then I think about myself 2 years down the line. I mean, I'm a college senior right now. 2 years later, I'll be out of college. I'll be full-timer. What can I do for myself in order to help my future self out? Financial literacy, being able to do my own taxes, being able to count on myself when it comes to having an emergency fund, when it comes to like knowing major life skills that I need in order to be successful when I'm outside of school and, you know, living on my own. What am I doing right now to set myself up next year when I'm a graduate? I have full-time offers lined up. I am looking into investing. I'm looking into different healthcare plans that I need. I'm looking into what cities I want to live in. I'm looking into what creative things that I can do. Social media, for one. And so I am always thinking about my future self as another entity. And then I think about my past self, and that's kind of the things that I would heal. Those are the things that I, you know, maybe went through as a kid that I need to, you know, consider now. And that for me is like spiritual, you know, relearning, therapy, journaling, or just the ability to learn myself, because I never had the ability to go and like do random hobbies like most kids would do. So I learned about what I like. I learned about what type of sports I like, what type of foods I enjoy. I give myself the luxury of going out to go eat, Traveling is a huge one for me. Those things that I yearned as a child, I now am able to fulfill. And I mean, you can go beyond that and think about yourself 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, but I try to like keep it within that scope, really. And I think about this all the time, every time I set a goal. I mean, I'm setting goals for 2025 right now, but at the end of 2025, what will my life look like? Who is Hallie going to be by the end of 2025? And I try to visualize it. And this really, really helps me because I like to act, I mean, it's a form of manifestation. I feel like I like to act like I'm already living that life. The goals that I've set, I literally think, okay, imagine it together. Okay, this is Hallie. She's living in Chicago. She's living in this nice high rise. She walks out. She smells the fresh air. It's a nice warm day. She walks to her agency. She goes and does a photo shoot for her favorite brand. And then, oh, look at the time. It's 9 a.m. and she is gonna go grab some breakfast and some matcha, and then she's gonna head to work. At work, she's working with this big client. She's doing this, and this, and then she gets home at a reasonable time. She goes, she works out, she takes an everything shower. I like to visualize it, whatever the goal is. And during that time, after she takes a shower, she looks at her bank account. Oh, look how much money she saved. Oh, rent already paid. Oh, look how much money is coming in. Oh, she calls her mom up. Her mom is living. She's healthy. She's happy. She's gonna visit her next week. Her little brother, amazing. He's so awesome. My sister, so cool. Whatever. You know, I like to visualize it, and that really helps me take that on. And that allows me to get excited outside of just the hype of being like, oh my god, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But I will say a disclaimer is I don't want you to like tell people about the goals that you're setting. I mean, I just allowed you guys to visualize that with me, but that's because all those goals that I've already worked towards mainly are already happened. I already got the you know, I already secured the bag, and you know, alhamdulillah, and you know, I have God to thank for that and to watch over me as I tell you guys this. But really try not to tell people about the goals that you've just set. Like if I know tomorrow that I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m. and I'm gonna go work out and stuff like that, don't tell people around you like, hey, you know what my goal for tomorrow is? I'm gonna go wake up at 6 a.m. I'm gonna go work out. You're getting excited. It doesn't happen. And then obviously like there's things like that you just don't share with people, like certain goals that you set, and that might be just like a cultural religious thing for me, but personally I just keep them to myself until it's done, until it's 100% secured. And those are things like when I'm even traveling, when I'm studying abroad, when I went and studied abroad in Spain, I didn't tell anybody until like I was about to go, and if I did tell somebody, it was like my family and my really, really close friends. And so that's what I mean when I say just keep things private to yourself and allow yourself to do that. But also back to the point where I said building trust again with yourself and doing discipline, it really does start with small habits. Choose a small habit and work towards it, and then every time you complete that small task, every time you have that new habit, like doing my bed every single day is a really good one to start with. And once you allow yourself to do that every single time, you're building trust with yourself, and you're gonna feel so proud of yourself. And then once you do your bed every day, you're gonna keep your room clean every day. Once your room is clean every day, your kitchen will also be clean every day. And then after that, you're gonna dress up every day. And then after you're dressed up every day, you're gonna go and look for an internship. You're gonna get that internship. You're gonna look for a full-time job. There's levels to it, and you have to start really small and work your way up. And that is kind of how I was able to do that with myself. But overall, it really does come down to discipline, and that discipline comes with you proving to yourself that you are a trustworthy person, you trust yourself, and that you are capable of the things that you say you're going to do, and then executing them. So it's about to be 2025. And I mean, there is like the perfect time fallacy is a thing, and I believe so, but it's also a great time for new beginnings and a time for you to set goals. And I hope that you take time to set those goals. You take time to plan them out and imagine them and manifest them and pray over them. And I hope that you reach every single one goal. And that's all I have for today. I wanted to just put this message out there because I put it out on TikTok and 300,000 people found it to be useful. So I was like, and I had so much to say still. And you know how TikTok is, you know, short form, and I just love YouTube because I can talk. And I bet this edited version that you're watching is only half of what I said because I just be yapping and I randomly take breaks. But that is all I have for today. I'm gonna go to the gym. It's 9:39 p.m., but I'm gonna go to the gym. gains. But speaking of TikTok, if you don't follow me, this is my TikTok and you should so follow me. I post so much cool content on there, specifically career and self-development and college and just me yapping, honestly. And then this is my Instagram, and as you can see, I'm a baddie, so you guys should follow me on there. And more traveling content, more fire pics, all that. But that's all I have for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye. What did I say last time? I said we call each other bookie dookie bookie bookie boops. Yeah, facts.